So for today, we're going to be looking at the Star Wars armor set for the Hunters. If you guys don't know, we've already done the review video and the shader video. They're both right here. You guys can check it out. Definitely check them out because I do think this armor is really cool. And we don't know if this armor is going to be returning next or this expansion that's coming up. We don't know if any of the armor from Eververse is coming back. So that is some food for thought. But yeah, we're going to be taking individual pieces from the Star Wars set and then making individual sets from those pieces. So that way you guys are aware of what this armor can actually do and to inspire you. So if you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe really does help because a huge portion of people are actually not subscribed. So if you can do me a favor, like, comment, sub, hit the bell notification because that also does help. Other than that, let's get into it. So to start off, we're going to be utilizing this one. Now, if you guys have seen the Moonfang X7 set for the Hunters, which is right here, you guys can check it out, then you will know that I actually reused this, but it's actually the other way around. I made this set for this video specifically, and then decided, oh, I'm just going to use Moonfang because Moonfang is probably going to be really good because we're using the Eternal Vengeance grips, which is really good with the Moonfang X7 cloak because it also does have spikes. For the other pieces, it's going to be the Olmsted's Downfall for the what's it called? Range? Nah, not range. It's on the aquí está. Blight Ranger. There we go. For the Blight Ranger, the Covert Ranger vest, the Vicarian Stride, and then obviously Moonfang X7 cloak. Shader Omnicronia specifically because the Vicarian Strides takes off colors, which would look really, really bad when you combine it with literally everything else. So the other cool thing is that I really do like the blue that Omnicronia gives off. And overall, I think the set's pretty cool. Is it the best piece? I don't think so, just because I do think the other sets that I made are way better, specifically like the second, the third, even the fourth. Like, yeah, you guys will see what I mean, but like, this is definitely not the worst. I think this one is really cool, and even at the point that the Olmsted's Downfall, I've done a few sets with that helmet already, or the ornament I should say, and this one is probably one of the better ones. I will say the only critique I have from this armor is just the fact that the Covert Ranger vest, I didn't realize this until the armor set was done, but the chest piece specifically has a shoulder pad that is on the chest piece, which is very unfortunate, which is why you see that like weird leather piece on the left side. Unfortunately, it's just right there, and you can see it actually way worse on the females. The females, you'll see that it's actually like bigger because the shoulder pads are not as big for the females. So yeah, that's the only negative thing I can say about the chest piece, is that if you're going to utilize it, I would say try to stick with an asymmetrical arm, so that way it's not weird looking. Maybe like heavy emphasis on the armor being on the left side than on the right. But again, it's just one of those annoying things that you're gonna have to deal with specifically for this chest piece. As for the next piece, we're going to be using the Covert Ranger grips for the Star Wars piece, and then for the exotic itself, we're going to be using the Sincerity ornament for the, where are you? Let me see. Sorry, Gifted Conviction. So this is one of the better conviction sets, specifically the Sincerity ornament. This is probably one of the better ones, just because I do think a lot of the pieces here look really cool. The other Star Wars piece is the Covert Ranger boots, and this is for a good reason, mind you. So let's get to the other pieces, and then I'll explain my thought process. Hardened Basilisk Mask, the Psionic Stalker cloak, and then the Ultra Plasmic shader. So let's start off with shader first. Ultra Plasmic is a good shader because it has a blue glow. Now, for those of you who are wondering what does that matter, unfortunately, the Sincerity ornament has blue glow that does not change color. So you're gonna have to lean into that blue glow. Funnily enough, Omnicronia is also a really good shader for that as well. I just didn't want to reuse it, and honestly, you really don't need it here. So let me explain a few things. First and foremost, I actually like the set, like quite a bit actually. I think it's really, really cool. The only thing that I'm noticing is that I think it would have been a better choice if I used Omnicronia, just because it helps combine everything and make it look like it's actually like made for each other, instead of like, because for example, the chest piece has like some blue on the stomach that kind of doesn't look aligned with the boots and the chest and the arms. So that's like my only gripe. But I also don't mind this. Like, I think this one looks really, really cool. I like the asymmetry because the chest piece has a lot of asymmetry. The cloak has asymmetry as well. So I am leaning towards that. I think using a different helmet would have been a better choice, especially if it had like an asymmetrical, like maybe there's like a visor on one side and not the other side, kind of like the cloak, specifically the hood, has that camera on that one side. So that's like my only gripe, but overall I think this one is really, really cool. If you were to ask me though, I probably would switch out the boots for something else. Not, mind you, I don't think the boots is bad in this one because it does have asymmetry in there as well. I just don't like the dick not being like covered by like a plate. I think that's just weird. But I guess that's just more me being a Destiny 2 player because they always do that. Overall I have nothing really too negative to say about this armor. I think it's better than the first, like by far, just because it does look much more interesting. And unfortunately that is because of the asymmetry, because it just looks a little bit more lived in, I guess I would say. So let me know what you guys think about this one. As for the third set, so when I first saw the Covert Ranger cloak, I immediately thought, oh shit, this looks like a poncho to me. Like, not, I guess like a poncho in a way. So I was like, I have to do this with a cowboy set, but I don't want to reuse a lot of the cowboy sets that I've done in the past. So I ended up deciding to go with the Fortunate Beast for the Lucky Pants. And then for the other piece that goes with the Fortunate Beast is going to be the Starfarer's Vest, because the Starfarer's Vest, although doesn't really showcase it that well here, has scales on the neck. So obviously the other piece that has scales is going to be the Fortunate Beast ornament. So that's kind of like my thing, is like, if you know type of situation, because again, the Starfarer's Vest has scales, which looks really cool with that. The TM Herb custom grips for the arms because cowboy, and then the Glory of Artemis casque, just because I think it looks really cool with this set. Makes them much more of a bounty hunter type of thing, which is kind of like where I was going, like Cabal meets bounty hunter meets cowboy type of thing. So yeah, I think this one is super fire. Shader Rise, Amrita's dream for everything but the cloak. The cloak for Amrita, I think, turned it either white or like some like off-white, which I wasn't a big fan of. So I went with super black. And if I'm being honest, I think you could have gone with any other shader that has black, just because I guess it looks pretty cool with it. It's just super black has a very dry looking black, if that makes any sense. I much more would have rather had a saturated black, but I think this one is better than the second one. Not even close, brother, not even close. Like, the second one's cool, mind you, don't get me wrong, but the third one is much more up my alley for me personally. So hunters, let me know what you guys think. And then last but not least, we have this. So we're reusing the Covert Ranger grips, but we're also using the Covert Ranger mask for the Exotic Sacred Tactics ornament for the Girl Falcons, the Sacred Strategy combo, and then the Phenotype Plasticity cloak, Shader Rise, Shadow Guilt. So I think this set's pretty cool. The only weird thing is that I think I should have used different arms for this. And the main reason why is because the helmet already doesn't have a lot of extra coloring. It's just pure black. And I think having the arms also be that is just too much. So I think I would have switched out the arms for something that has like gold and black and purple. So that way it mixes well with the chest piece and boots. I think the cloak is completely fine, actually. I think the cloak is very, very cool. If anything, I probably would have put the Covert Ranger cloak instead and then switch the arms for something else. But overall, this is not a bad set. I think this is pretty cool because it's kind of leaning into like that bounty hunter type of thing that I was going for. But I do think the third and second one are way better than this one. Not saying this one's bad by any means. I just need to tweak it a bit because I do think Shadow Guild's like putting in work for this armor set. It's just the arms. I don't want them to just be black because it makes it look boring. And the helmet being all black is completely fine in my opinion because it's kind of like the last thing you would see. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, I'm fine with the helmet being one solid color if everything else is not, if that makes any sense. So Hunters, let me know what you guys think. I had a lot of fun making these, which is surprising because when I first saw this armor, I was really not that excited aside from the cloak. The cloak, I was like, yo, that cloak is fucking heat, bro. But like the chest piece, I was like, all right, it's pretty cool. And then when I found out the shoulder pad was there permanently, it kind of lost points for me. The arms I thought were really cool. It's just like the shoulder pad on the left side I was just not the biggest fan of. And yeah, like boots, oh yeah, the boots too. Like I feel like the boots was like the one piece where I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the boots because they just look way too Star Warsy. And that's like my main gripe about this armor. It's just the fact that like it's just too Star Warsy for me to like incorporate it into Destiny 2 style. And I know some people are gonna be like, well, obviously it's a Star Wars collab, but it's like I would have preferred a Destiny 2 Star Wars inspired set, if that makes any sense. Like let the Destiny 2 artist make some Star Wars inspired sets. It's because when I tell you that helmet, and this is not a hunter specific problem, this is a class specific problem because all the helmets are pretty bad. It's fucking terrible because it doesn't look like a person's wearing that helmet. It's too bulky, it's too massive. And that's my biggest problem with when it comes to like helmets in general, when it comes to like games or cosplaying. They just make the helmet so fucking goofingly massive that it takes me out. So that's like my only gripe about this armor for all the classes. Hunters, don't think it's just you, it's for all the classes. Titans, I think y'all got the worst one, but we'll get there when we get there. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I've already done we've done a lot of armor this season. Let me just say that off the rip. We did 3 dungeons. We did the season armor plus the season pass armor. And I think I'm missing, and then the what's it called? The Eververse armor. And then the Guardians games armor. We have done the Jade Filament. That's technically last season, but I'm gonna pull it now because I did it this season. Like we've done a lot of armor. So if you are wondering, like, what content do you usually do? It's a lot of this, where we take armor, review it. Oh, the Legata set came out this season too as well. I forgot. Essentially we look at the armor that wherever it's coming from, either seasonal armor, season pass armor, Eververse, wherever the armor is coming from. I just review it. The only things I haven't done, and I still kind of beat myself for it, is the new 2 dungeons that had came out recently, just because I just don't have people to run that with, and I'm not doing solo dungeons anymore. I retired. I don't want to do that shit anymore. I'm tired of getting nerfed and then still being asked to solo flawless fucking shit that's made for 3 people. The day they tell us, oh, you know what, depending on your party size will decrease the health, then I'll be like, okay, cool, I'm back in, because I'm not trying to do 10 million damage for 1 character. I'm tired. I'm done, boss. So yeah, Guardians, let me know what you guys think. We will be getting into the Titans next, and I'm hoping I like what I see because I haven't seen these sets in a while. So let me know what you guys think. Appreciate y'all. Be safe. I'll see you guys later.